All right, I think we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this Talks at Google virtual event. I'm Adedamola Adefolahan, and I'm the head of music for Sub-Saharan Africa at YouTube, at Google, and I describe my role as the champion of African music on and off the YouTube platform. So before we get started, I want to remind the audience that we will be taking questions towards the end of this talk. As you think of questions throughout the conversation, please be sure to add them to the live chat on the right. So now I'm very excited to introduce today's guest, Adedamola Adefolahan, popularly known as Fireboy DML. A quick intro on Fireboy. Fireboy is a Nigerian soulful performer with a sound that balances love for vintage R&B, contemporary pop, and Afropop. He has enjoyed a long list of musical success since his debut album that was released in November 2019, Laughter's Tears, Goosebumps, LTG, was his first debut album by a Nigerian artist without a single guest feature to hit number one on the UK charts in the first week of its release. Fireboy DML's 2021 hit single Peru picked at number one on the official Afrobeats chart in the UK and topped the charts in multiple countries since its release. I think we all were jamming to Peru, and we're still jamming to Peru. His accolades include 5 Headies Award, a City People Music Award, a Soundcity MVP Award, and an All Africa Music Award. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Talks at Google. Welcome, Fireboy DML.
Hi, Adi. Thank you so much, Adi. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, guys, for having me here. Huge honor.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to start with 10 rapid fire questions to get to know you, and you have 1 second to answer. So
Okay.
we'll start with some easy ones. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Oh, text or call?
Text.
Okay. Jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof rice.
Always. Vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a nada?
I'm a night person. Yeah.
Night? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather fame or fortune?
I already have both, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Fortune.
Okay, well, which
Fortune,
one do
obviously,
you
yeah.
want more of?
Fortune. More fortune, definitely.
More fortune, more fortune. Okay. Homebody or hanging out with friends?
Homebody. Easy.
Homebody. Okay. Could have guessed that one. Introvert or extrovert? I think I know this one.
Yeah, introvert.
Introvert. Okay. Listening to music or watching a movie?
Come on, Adi.
You never know.
Right, yeah, man. But listening to music every time.
Listening to music. Okay. Last question and answer wisely. YouTube music or Spotify? Okay. I'm just kidding. Don't answer that one. Don't answer that one. But okay, what's the last
YouTube
song?
music, definitely.
YouTube, yay!
Yeah, the algorithm is amazing.
What's the last song you listened to?
On YouTube music, Tattoo by
No.
Fireboy DML.
Oh, it wasn't okay. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Why were you listening to Tattoo? What happened?
I don't know. Apollo is an album I usually go back to when I'm in some sort of a mood. So like I always find myself going back to really pick a couple of songs. Yeah, so I think I was just in the mood at the time.
Okay, cool. And we'll talk about Apollo in a minute. So let's get started. A lot of people don't know how you got the name Fireboy and what DML stands for. So can you tell us how you got the name Fireboy and what DML stands for?
Sorry to bust you guys' bubble. There's nothing profound to it. It's just it's Fireboy is the name that a friend of mine just randomly called me one day. A very close friend of mine who I sent a song I just worked on. I sent it to him, and his reply was like, yo, this is fire, Fireboy. Like he just jokingly just typed Fireboy, and it had a nice ring to it. And at the time, I was planning to change my stage name, planning to rebrand. That was a period where I just found my sound, so I was excited about everything. So like, Fireboy doesn't sound bad, And the DML is an acronym of my first name, Damola DML,
No.
Fireboy DML.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Now we know. Okay. So you went to OAU in Ile-Ife, where I'm actually from. So
Oh,
what did you? Yeah, I'm from Ife. So what did you want to be when you like what did you want to study, or what were you like, you know what, this is what I want to be when I grow up? And then when did the interest in music develop and you decided I want to pursue this professionally?
studied English because I've always had a knack for literature. So I mean, I was excited to study music, to study English, by the way. But at the time, I didn't have purpose. I was just blindly going where life just took me at the time. I thought I was going to end up as a scholar, probably have to, go out, travel out, do my master's, be a full-time scholar kind of person. But in my second year in uni, I made my first song, like my first actual song, and it changed my life. That night I found purpose, realized it was music I was going to do for the rest of my life. So then I never looked back. It
Okay. And
was
what,
2012.
2012, and did that song ever come out, or
Yes, it
haven't
did,
you?
but let's not talk about it. I mean, it was a good song, but at the time, nah,
Yeah, okay, it's not the level that you're on today, no.
nah at all.
But it's humble beginnings, so that's good.
Yeah,
So, but you still have the song. Like one day you can decide to release it.
honestly,
No,
it's not really a song I go back to.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right, cool. So let's talk about your early career and how you got started. So you started the song. You did the song in 2012, but you didn't get signed to YBNL until a bit later. So tell us about your meeting with Olamide, who founded YBNL, and your journey to YBNL.
I started out as any basic Afrobeat artist, at the time. At the time I started out, you're either sounding like Whiskey or you're sounding like Ricardo Banks. It was all within that Afropop category. And yeah, I mean, I knew I had a talent and a knack for it, but I knew I had so much to learn. So at the time, I took my time. I was a studio rat at the time. We call them studio rats. The little boy that's always in the studio, cleaning up the equipment, going to get food for artists, stuff like that. And from there, I started learning how to write songs for myself, for other artists. I would do their vocal backups and all that stuff. You know, that experience up until 2016 when I left school, 16, 17, when I left school, I went to Lagos. It was in year 2017 I found my sound and I really completed that arc as an artist. So by 2018, when Olamide found me, I was already completely ready to be tapped. And I met him in a very funny way. Apparently, he had heard my music somehow, and he told someone to reach out to me,
Okay.
and told the person to tell me to reach out to him. So I was like, you're telling me to Salam this number and I should text him on WhatsApp? Okay. I just texted him, how you doing, Sarah, blah, blah, blah. And he just went straight to the point. Are you signed to any label? I'm like, no. Would you love to be with YBNL? I was like, yes. Right there and then. Welcome to YBNL. He had already gone online to post. He's a very hands-on person, like straight to the
Right.
point. And it wasn't in the country at the time. So for like a week, 2 weeks, we were working on the album, the YBNL Mafia Family album, where Jealous was originally
Jealous.
from.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks later, I came back to Nigeria, and we linked up for the first time at one hotel in Lagos. And we talked, and that was the first meeting. But the actual meeting was on WhatsApp. It was on like we chatting and stuff, but changed my life. I'm really glad everything worked out.
Amazing, amazing. And how, I mean, I know obviously you speak very highly of Olamide and, you know, your experience at YBNL. So what would you say his role as a mentor, how has that helped you as an artist?
Well, it's a really tricky game. Being in this industry, you have to know a lot, and at the same time, you have to not know too much. So it's important to have a mentor like Olamide who doesn't do too much in the mentoring. Most of the time, all he does needs to be is just he just needs to be there. His silent, presence sometimes helps him make the right decisions. He's always very particular about how I'm doing as a person mentally. Me and he's a sorry about that. He's a very good person, so that really helps put things in perspective. And most time I just follow his movements and just walk in his footsteps. It's easier that way.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about your debut album that was released in 2019, LTG, Laughters, Tears, Goosebumps. And it was really well received by fans and the industry. And you wrote all the songs on the album, correct? Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So tell us more about the journey to the album and what were your expectations, and did the album actually live up to your expectations?
Um, LTG. First off, I'll say LTG is one of the big blessings of my career. As an artist, it's very beautiful when you have a classic debut that changes not just your life but the life of your fans and everyone else that listens to it. And after I broke out in 2019 with Jealous, followed up with What If I Say, there was pressure to deliver because there's always an influx of talent in Nigeria anyway. So like everyone was going dropping fire EPs, and I just knew that I had to make a difference. I had to make a bold step, if I really wanted to like make a stand in the industry. And I felt an album was the way to go. And Olamide tuned in with the vision, facilitated that thought in my head, and we came together to make something amazing in less than a week. Um, I'm just really glad it all worked out. It's an important moment in my career and for Afrobeats. And yes, it did live up to expectations. There weren't really much expectations to be honest, because I mean it was Fireboy DML, new act, first album. Like, okay, who drops an album after two songs? Let's see. And it changed the circle at the time. It changed the soundscape, changed the culture. I'm glad that just happened to be me.
Yeah. I mean, I actually have some of my favorite songs are on that album, and also Apollo, which we'll talk about in a second. But who would you say has been most influential in your music career, your musical style, and why?
I
Or
always cite three artists when talking about stuff like this. Like, to me, that's the foundation of my sound. We have Wande Cole, Passenger, and John Bellion. Um, Passenger and John Bellion because they write with so much honesty. It can be alarming sometimes how honest an artist can be on their songs. And I realized that if I just put that same intentionality, intent in my songwriting, it might change the course of Afrobeats, and that's what I did. Um, Wandeko, because I think Wandeko brought soul into what we hear and know as Afrobeat or Afropop today, and because of that, I really owed him in high regard. And vocally, is up there. So those three people shape the way I make music. I make Afrobeats my way. That's Afrobeats with some intent, some
right?
some semblance of depth. Afrobeat is usually about vibes and all that, but some semblance of depth won't be too bad. So that's the spice that I put into my own version of Afrobeat. And that's
Right.
my sound basically.
Okay. And you and Wande Cole are now on the same label, Empire.
Yeah,
Should we be expecting a collab soon? Is that
yeah. I
coming?
mean, since we collaborated on my second album, Apollo, we've been working, we've been relating as artists, as human beings. And I see him as a big brother. So we've spent time together outside the studio, and we've made other songs too. So yeah, definitely something might come out.
Okay. We'll be expecting. We'll be very expectant. Okay, let's talk about Apollo. So it was what, probably roughly a year, or maybe even a little bit less than a year between LTG, and Apollo. So why did you decide to release another body of work so quickly? And how was Apollo different from LTG?
This might sound weird, but I dropped it because it was the right time. It was 9 months after Laughter, Tears, and Goosebumps, but somehow, in a weird way, it was the right time to drop that album. And till today, I stand by that decision because it's an album I hold so dear to me. I needed to, I had changed up here, and I needed to, like sonically establish that too. That's why I made that album.
Mm,
That transition from that boyish charm in LTG to that rakish charm, in Apollo. I needed to let that difference um cut across those years. And COVID happened and changed everyone's lives. I just needed to like release music that described the times. And that's why Apollo was very important for me and for Afrobeats culture.
okay. Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So let's talk about the Afrobeats African music scene, which is blowing up right now. What differences do you see in the challenges faced by the earlier generation? So let's say the, Tubaba, the band generation, versus the challenges that your generation is facing. Are there any differences, or do you think it's pretty much just a continuation and of?
There are huge differences. At the time, they were building momentum. They were
Mm,
building the momentum that we ride on today to achieve this international success. So it was way harder. They were breaking boundaries. They were actually breaking at the time, and so it wasn't easy. I mean, they're pioneers for a reason. That's what Afrobeat has always been about. Passing success from generation to generation, making it easier for each generation after yours, and that's the beautiful thing about Afrobeat, to be honest. But yeah, it's different. Most of the challenges they faced back then are things that we've been more enlightened about, not just from their mistakes, but everyone around us. The culture is growing together, so we keep learning and learning, so it's easier. And the wave that you see us riding today, the success that we have today, is obviously due to the momentum that they built back then, and that's how it's going to be. The next generation after ours will have it easier, and that's why we do it.
yeah, yeah. Agreed, agreed. Okay, so your generation, I would say, is probably changing the face of African music. And so you all seem very collaborative, very supportive of each other. You're coming out at Omalay's show, Omalay's coming out at your show. You recently released the Playboy music. You had Rema there because fans were like, wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah, that was a shocker.
That was a shocker. I didn't immediately notice Rema until I saw the comments, and I went back. I was like, wait, Rema was in it? And then I went back
Uh,
and I was like, oh wow, So is this, what would you say is contributing to that difference, right? And is this something that you all actively are working on, where you're like, you know what, our generation is going to be different? Or are you all just like genuinely friends? Like you all are just cool.
Honestly, it's a mix of both. To be honest, like I said, we know better.
Mm,
We've learned from their mistakes. Or trust me, we've learned. We were watching, and I'm glad that this generation, we are all just different. We all think almost, we all have that same positive thinking. You know what? When it's my turn, I'll do things better, and that's what we're doing. We've realized that competition does not really pay like collaboration does. There's a lot of money that can be made if you just like, just, I'm sorry for the straight to point, like there's a lot of money, actual money to be made if we
right.
just choose to collaborate rather than compete. I mean, there's always going to be, that little healthy competition going on, but that's for the fans. We ourselves, we collaborate, we make money together, make music together, push the industry forward together. Because I realized that even from individual success, the industry is still being pushed together.
Mm.
Now imagine all of us coming together to actually like, it will be crazy. And I'm glad it's starting from my generation, and we hope to encourage the next one after us to even be better at it.
Right. But what would you say about the fans who like that, like that
I feel
rivalry.
like that's how it's always going to be. That's why they're there, to keep the whole thing interesting. I mean, I won't lie, it could be fun too. I mean, that's the thing. That's for them to do, not us. That's why they're fans. They will always be fans. They'll always find things to say, find things to compare. That's very normal. As long as we ourselves are collaborating and pushing the culture.
Right, right. Okay, agreed. So, what excites you about what's happening with Afrobeats, and what do you hope or what do you foresee for the future of like African music? Not just even Afrobeats, like Amapiano and everything just
Yeah,
happening on the
yeah,
continent.
yeah. Everything is going at once, and it's such a beautiful time. What excites me the most is the fact that this is just the beginning. Like, this is just the beginning, and it's all looking good so far. So I'm really excited for the future. I foresee bigger arenas, a better, bigger, better structure. That's one thing that we really need to work on. I
Mm,
foresee we having smash it without having to collaborate with big international stars. I foresee doors opening, more arenas being performed. It's limitless. It's crazy,
right.
and I'm looking forward to being a part of that journey.
Nice. Well, I think you're leading. You're part of people leading that journey. So kudos.
Sure, man.
Uh, okay, so let's talk about present day for Fireboy. So your smash single Peru blew up, right? Like you dropped it and it blew up on social media and took over streams and it was just incredible. So tell us about the creative process of coming up with this song. Actually, I think I read somewhere where it said something about your process for this song. But let's hear it from you.
Let's
And
just say I was in a very light mood that day, that night. it was uh, it
so
was
tell us
vibes.
about the process. And if you knew, like, did you know it was going to be a hit? I know you said something about Olamide was like drop it or something like that. So just tell us about that process and what it has become today for you for your career.
Um, on my flight to the United States, my first time I was ever going, that was summer last year. I told myself, you're not going to leave that caged, overcautious, overthinking life that you've been living the past couple of years. You're going to open up yourself to new possibilities, new people, new experiences. And I held on to that. So when I go to San Francisco, um, I told myself, you know what, you're already here. Let's do this. That same night, I went to the studio just to say hi to Shizzy and the rest of the Empire crew. And I was like, you know what, we're already here. Let me play me some beats. And I think the first or second beat he played was the Peru beat, and I was really in a good mood. There was was booze, everyone was chilled. I just went to the booth and just like I spoke my truth. Uh,
You were
and it,
jamming.
it I was jamming. I was really in San Francisco jamming. So I made a song in like 45, 50 minutes. And everywhere just changed. The whole atmosphere changed. So I knew that I had a jam on my hands, but I didn't foresee a song so huge to change my life completely. I'm just glad it all worked out. Uh, Perry is basically a song that just speaks about my life and my mind space right now. Right now,
Mm,
I'm living life in my own terms. I'm not overthinking because even the
mm,
process of the song coming out was from not overthinking stuff. I wanted more time to touch up on the song, fix a few things here and there, maybe a few stuff because it was a freestyle.
right.
Olamide said, no, this song is perfect the way it is. In fact, I'm going to leak it. He said it almost in a joking way. And when he says stuff like that, I take him serious because he's that kind of
Mm,
person. It's very, and in a couple of days, I woke up to the song on YouTube. I'm like, well, might as well. I didn't mind because I knew that they were gonna love it in Nigeria where I'm from. That okay, my people will accept this song, but I didn't know it was gonna be like all over the place. I'm just glad it all worked out. The song has changed my life, changed the way I think about stuff, changed the way I create music. Sometimes don't overthink it. Just lean into the music and just let it take you anywhere it wants to take you.
okay. Okay. And you had Ed Sheeran jump on the remix. How important was that collaboration for you? And do you think because Peru was already big before Ed Sheeran jumped on it, it was already big. So did you think you needed the collaboration to make it even bigger or reach a newer audience, or you just liked his verse and you were like, this would be cool, like this would be a dope contribution to the song?
Uh, Prior to that, prior to Ed Sheeran, I already had offers from labels and big
Mm,
artists, that want to be on the record. So it wasn't about having someone huge on the record. It was about having someone who I connected with sonically. And
mm.
when I was informed that Ed Sheeran had recorded the verse and he had reached out and he had sent me a DM, I'm like, what? You know, Ed Sheeran. I listened to this guy's music a lot when I was, when you're younger. The acoustic guitar, I maybe love the acoustic guitar, and it just felt right, um, because I knew what it meant for Afrobeats.
Hmm.
I knew it was going to be huge. That's what I kept telling myself. This is going to be huge for Afrobeats. This is going to be huge for Afrobeats. So, yeah, it was very important for the culture. It was needed. It was right. It was the perfect remix. It was the perfect collaboration, and it opened doors, and that's what matters. It's this collaboration is not just about making song with the artist; it's about building the bridge, and the bridge is there, the relationship is there, and it's only going to like widen from time to time, and that's what that song really means. I'm just glad that Ed Sheeran and his team came correct in everything. Ed Sheeran was so real. Everything was organic, natural. Nothing seemed forced. Just the way I wanted to go. I'm
Right.
glad it all worked out.
Yeah, and he cued it. Like he cued it on the record, cued
Yes, it
it
did. It did. So
in the
like when
video.
when when I made the announcement and people were grumbling here and there, I'm like, you all are gonna love it because I loved the verse when I get it. Like when he sent it via Instagram VN. Like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, he killed
Yeah,
it.
yeah, agreed. So, are you thinking about, or have you started thinking about your legacy? And if so, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Or even in the present day, what do you want to be known for? Have you started thinking about?
Um, yeah, it's one of the things I can say I'm obsessed with. Uh, and it guides and influences the decisions I make, the actions I take, the kind of music I make, stuff like that. 10, 20 years from now, I wanna be one of those artists you check on Google and you see so many albums. Wow. That's what I want for myself. I want so much music that caters to different stuff.
Mm,
Um, I just want to be remembered for doing what I love the most. And I think I'm well on my way.
okay, so more albums to come.
Definitely.
More
I enjoy the process.
Okay, nice. So who or what keeps you grounded? And are there times you felt like or you feel like, "Ugh, I need to like there's so much pressure. I need to keep the momentum going, hits after hits. I need to make sure that I'm every song that comes out is a hit back to back." um, do you feel that pressure, and what or who helps you, just kind of help you stay grounded?
Um, every artist is plagued with that at some point in their lives. Pressure. You need to, deliver. You have to make the work of art better than the last one. So yeah, I was plagued with that. The first couple of years in my career I was mentally running around trying to make sure I did every single thing right. Every interview, every song had to be perfect. But to be honest, art doesn't like to be treated that way, and that's why Peru taught me a lesson to just calm down and relax. Sometimes just let the vibe take you. But yeah, honestly, yeah, there's pressure sometimes, but I think I've grown mentally as a person, to understand that as long as I keep going back to the human side of myself, I think I can stay grounded. And also with the help of people like Olamide in my life, um, he helps me. I mean, his experience is he's spent over a decade in this industry. He knows everything. So he keeps me in check, talks to me, gives me advice. Sometimes he lets me learn stuff on my own, see for myself, learn. And yeah, with someone like that, I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm not really a friend, people person, but yeah, I think when you have a mentor like that and a good team around you, I think you're good.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. And what moment, and I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'm actually not sure. And I think we might be surprised by your answer. But what moment would you say has been the most significant or the biggest highlight of your career so far?
I would say honestly, releasing LCG, man, releasing Laughter Tears and Goosebumps. For me,
Really?
yeah, I think it set the pace for me. It just like having coming out with that kind of debut, with that kind of impact and success, with
Mm.
no features, no tainted anything. It's one of the biggest blessings that an artist can have, and I feel blessed, I feel honored to have that kind of um album in my discography. It's honestly crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's it.
So not Peru, because a lot of people will have thought you say that.
There's gonna be many more global smashes.
Right. Okay. Amen
Yeah,
to that.
amen to that.
Okay, cool. And then if you had the opportunity to collaborate with an artist that you've never collaborated with before, and I'll even make this a two-part question. Let's say an African artist and an international artist. Who would it be? So who's the African artist?
Hmm.
Who's the international artist?
For the African artist, I would say Burna Boy, whose
Oh,
artistry I respect so much.
okay.
Yes, definitely Burna Boy. I've never worked with him before. Um, and I mean, in due time, definitely. And internationally, Post Malone.
Post Malone. Okay.
For the kind of music he makes, for the kind of genre he makes, there's so much vulnerability and soul in his music, and he sprinkles just the right amount of pain on his melodies. It's mind blowing. I'd love to work with someone like that. Yeah, definitely. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool. We're gonna send this link to Burna Boy's team and Post Malone's team.
I'd appreciate that.
And I will say it happened after the talks at Google.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think a few more questions from me, and then we'll go to the audience and ask some questions there. I already see questions coming in. Okay, talking more about collaborations. You've had a few international collaborations: Madonna, T Smoke, I think a couple other ones, Ed Sheeran, obviously. How do you determine? And you even mentioned, people were reaching out to like jump on Peru, and you were, trying to be selective about who you collaborate with. So how do you determine which artist you collaborate with? And we should be expecting more. And can you give us a sneak preview, maybe who we should be expecting?
I will not do that, but I'll go on to explain how collaboration works for me. For me, I've not really featured too many artists, and I think it's because I think naturally I'm a selfish songwriter. I
Mm,
I seldomly write songs with other artists in mind. Like, oh, this guy will fit in this song. It doesn't work like that for me. Yeah. So I think collaborating with an artist for me is two things: the vibe and the song itself. Sometimes if the song is really worth it, like if the song is good, sometimes the vibe might not be right in person, but when you make a song together, it just fits. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes the vibe just has to be right. You could be friends for 20 years, but the vibe might not be right until you're like way deeper into the industry. So I don't think it's something that can be monitored like that, but it's important for the vibe to be right, it's important for the relationship to be right, and it's important for the song to be worth it. So those
right.
things count for me. I don't care who's bigger than who, because if it doesn't sound good, well, they will drag you. Whether Michael Jackson
And
or whoever,
Nigerian Twitter, they will
they
drag.
will drag. So if it's not good, it's not good, no matter who is on the song. So yeah,
Okay, so no sneak preview for us. No,
not sticking with you.
no,
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
it's cool. Okay, so let's go to the questions. Let me just see. Oh, okay. So we have an interesting one from Anita. What has been the most challenging aspect of your career thus far? And is there anything you would do differently?
um, I think the business side of the whole thing can be very tricky. Sometimes it gets hard for me to keep up, but I'm glad I have a solid team with me who help me take care of that stuff and just let me do my creative stuff. But as an artist, you also have to be involved. So
Right.
sometimes I get involved, I get overwhelmed, I run back, take my time, come back again, I take my time. And also stage performance, stagecraft is another part of the whole thing that an artist needs to learn and study and work so hard to perfect. For someone like me who cares a lot about performance, yes, that
Mm.
was very challenging. Sometimes it can be very challenging because you learn with every performance you have. You learn on the go. You learn new things. So yeah, that's one part of my craft that really gave me a tough time earlier in my career. But I'm getting the hang of it now. I'm doing a lot more of it internationally with better equipment, stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'll say those two. Just those two. The rest I can deal with mentally.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, baby.
Yeah, as of the job.
Okay, so this is not a question, this is just a comment, but it's actually my jam too. So Jeremy says scatter is my jam. And it's actually my jam too because it was my
Thank you.
wedding
I
song.
appreciate that, my man. Thanks, man, Jeremy.
Yeah, it was my wedding song. I
Oh
entered,
wow, Scatter was your wedding song.
yeah, I
What a
entered with
choice.
it. And I truly made the party scatter. So
Amazing, amazing. So glad to hear that.
okay, so D says, are there any other Nigerian artists you want to bring up behind you now that you have a bigger platform?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean that's what Afrobeat is about. Um, it's a chain. You help others up as you rise. For me, timing is very important. It's very key. Um, and yeah, I mean I do my best, low key. Um, there's some things that I have done that haven't they weren't necessarily needed to be public. But yeah, I do my bit. I help. I support. And even when I have a bigger platform, I hope to do something really, really huge in the future.
Mm, mm. Okay, cool. We'll be looking out for that.
So,
um, Isaac says, if you could, okay, I think I asked this question, but I'll ask it again in case there are more people. If you could work with any musician in the world, who would you work with? So we said Burna
so
Boy, Alone, anyone else?
yeah, not now, not me right now, not just those two for
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Jeremy says, how do we ensure that Africa remains credited for Afrobeats music now that the sound is going international?
um, Personal opinion, but I think Afrobeats. I think we're good, man. I think nothing can take Afrobeats from us. Afrobeats is us, and that's one thing that it's so us. It's so part of our culture. It's so deeply rooted. It's too deeply rooted. It's like trying to say you want to take hip hop from. It's not possible. And so I think we should just let's just let this genre and this culture keep doing what it's gonna do. I mean that's why hip hop is everywhere today. Things like this happening. Let Afrobeats grow. We've been working hard at this for a long time, and I think whatever is ours. Nothing, no one can take it from us. It's not possible. It's too big. It's bigger than us. So
Mm, mm,
I don't know,
mm.
man. That's what I feel. I feel like some things do not need to be. I mean, it's no one can take it from us. I beg. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Okay. Um, okay. B Chum, I hope I said that right. Says, what more can the Black plus diaspora community in the US do to support African music creative entrepreneur community? So, what more can the diaspora community in the US do to support African music, African culture, creativity?
Honestly, I think they're doing just fine. I think they're doing an amazing job. I was on tour in February. Amazing, amazing time. I had the best performances of my life on that tour. and it opened my eyes to this the amount of immense support we've been having from the diaspora of Afrobeats wise, and I think we're good. We're in a good place. Um, where the work is with us, the
Mm,
stakeholders in the industry, to build a better structure for ourselves. Once we do that, no one can stop us.
mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm. And you mean better structure in the music industry in Africa?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a good point. So one of my VPs actually went to your San Francisco concert, and he loved it.
Oh, I'm glad you had fun. Oh, that
I'm
was a
not
fun
gonna put
one.
Adam on blast, but yeah, he completely loved it,
I'm glad it did.
which was
I had
great.
fun on tour. It's amazing.
And that was your first one, right? Was he your
Yeah, that's
first?
my first tour. That was my first tour ever anywhere. It just happened to be in the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So you haven't even done like a UK or Europe tour before
No,
then?
that's from summer this year. You know, Europe, UK.
Oh, wow,
That was my
interesting.
first. Yeah.
That's amazing because yeah, you sold out a couple of locations and stuff like that.
It was amazing. I had the time of my life. Can't wait to get back on the road again, honestly.
That's incredible. Okay. Um, Prancila says, "Oh, interesting. When can we expect a YouTube music concert from Fireboy? You actually did one. You did
I
one.
did one
Yeah,
2020, I think.
yeah. It's part
Yeah,
of
I
Black
mean, come on,
Voices.
go
You
check
did.
it out. Yeah. I
You did.
mean,
Well, when
you
can
know,
we expect another one?
YouTube,
Maybe she's waiting for another one.
YouTube is family, so that's something that can actually pop up anytime. It's something that can easily pop up as as frequently as artists drop songs. So I look forward to more visual content from my third album, Playboy, dropping very soon. So yeah, I mean,
Okay.
YouTube is family, so I mean, come on.
Okay, nice. And Dee actually says, "Come visit us at the YouTube headquarters in hey, where's our YouTube headquarters? In San Bruno, in California."
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
definitely. The next time I'm in the States, definitely. I mean,
yeah.
say
Come.
no more.
Okay. Okay, I think there's another question about collaboration, but I think you answered that already. And then I'm just gonna go to a couple last questions and then come back to my wrap-up question. I'm gonna save this question. So someone said, Debbie said, what inspired the Frozen remix?
Um, well, when Madonna reached out, she she's a very hands-on person too. Very just like Olamide. So we got on a call, went back and forth a lot, um, creatively dissecting and discussing how my verse was gonna go. So basically, the song is about unrequited love and someone not willing to give a portion of their hearts, to whoever the lover is. And I was just singing from the other perspective, basic stuff.
Mhm.
Nothing too deep.
And how did that Madonna, because a lot of people didn't expect it, felt very like, oh, okay. So how did that come?
Yeah. Honestly, it was as random as a DM. Madonna's been a fan of my debut album actually since
Oh,
2019
nice.
when it dropped. She's been using the songs in her videos, and I thanked her at the time, reached out to her, told her how much it meant to me, and that was it. And then recently, was it last year or this year? She texted me on Instagram and told me that she wanted me to be a part of one of her classics. I'm like, by all means, who says no to that? It's the queen of pop. So yeah,
Nice.
basically that's how it happened.
Okay. Okay. So it looks like everything is happening on the DM. Like,
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It goes down in the DM.
goes down in the DM. Okay. So Toby says, is there a song that you expected to be a much bigger hit than it turned out to be? Hmm, interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, I think something like that. I usually don't have expectations for my songs when I make them. I want to know, oh, they're gonna love this one. I don't imagine, oh, this is gonna change my life. Oh, this is gonna be some smash shit. But I think I kind of had that feeling for Spell with Wanda Cole. Um, I really genuinely thought, based off the kind of album it was, I thought Spell was gonna like really like stand out exceptionally and like just go crazy. But you know what they say sometimes. Man proposes, God laughs.
I don't know. Is that how they say? That
Dark
doesn't
humor.
but okay. Okay, cool. So I think last question here, actually a comment by Amber. She said, I agree, Fireboy. It is not possible for Afrobeat to not be credited to Africa. It's deeply rooted. Yes.
I'm glad you
um,
see it that way, my man.
and Raf says, what are your top Afrobeat songs at the moment? There's also what artist influences your music? I think we talked about influence a bit,
Yeah,
but
I talked
yeah.
about that. Um, Top songs, Afrobeats, or more. That's a chore because it's a lot. Like every single thing coming out has been it from it's crazy. I can't mention them all, but all the recent songs, all the songs I've dropped the past couple of weeks have been so amazing. It's been a while since we've had such influx of it's back to back
Right.
going on in the industry. It's amazing. I think Palazzo sticks out for me. Kiss
Mm.
Daniels Buga. Um, eh, I think those are the two I can list off the top of my head. Yeah,
Okay.
and the Maven song to Overdose is amazing, amazing
Overdose.
music. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, cool. And Kiss is also a label mate. Yeah, he's Empire too.
yeah.
Yeah, he's Empire. Okay. So a couple of wrap up questions. So we didn't talk about your family, but let's talk about family because I know that's important to you. So, how did your parents react when you decided to pursue music professionally? And what's their reception today, seeing everything that's happening with you? Probably typical Nigerian parent.
Yeah,
How's
yeah.
my son?
They reacted like typical Nigerian parents. My dad did not take it well at all. He was, but I don't blame them because I was giving off the vibe of nerd, scholar, young professor kind of vibes. That was the vibe I was giving off. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a straight A nerd.
Nice.
I don't know how the switch up happened, but I think music just has its ways. So when I finally grew the confidence to tell my dad what I wanted to do with my life, um, surprisingly, a very stern man, he just let me do it, but always reminded me that he wasn't happy with my decision. But I'm a grown man, and he couldn't stop me from doing what I wanted to do. But I think along the line, I started to see even before everything, even before the success, along the line, slowly, first I started to see how really focused I was, how much I loved, how passionate I was. And then when I started to make some small progress, then like, oh, this boy knows what he's doing, and that's when they started showing support. So they didn't start showing support because everything blew up. No, way before then, um, you know, random my little gigs, they post them, ask me how I'm doing, when next I'm releasing a snippet on Instagram, stuff like that. And so that growth from that to now is beautiful, and it's still the same way. I know before sometimes even when I get nominated for an award or something huge happens, I always find out from them. I'm like, oh, congrats! We saw this thing online. I'm like, you saw what? It's beautiful to see, and it's amazing to have your parents support you.
Yeah, I actually
Sometimes they
met
do it
you.
out of love.
I met your mom at one of your shows. I think the one you did at Federal Palace.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
it was
what's
just so good to meet her and see how like
up.
proud she was and how
Yeah,
she was
she's a fan favorite on Instagram. She's always it's all about the glamour and all that stuff on Instagram. It's cute, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
I love it. Okay, so what's next for you? You hinted already that an album is coming, so it'd be great to hear a bit more. Is there a movie? Is there a documentary? Or the album? What should we be expecting?
Well, for Fireboy, another album is another headspace, a different headspace, a different way of thinking. Because I think as an artist, we evolve quickly than most people. So like from time to time, we evolve in our mindset. That makes another album. So this album is basically what I described earlier into this conversation about where I'm at right now. Mentally, I just want to live my life. Um, step out of the comfort zone for a while. Do crazy stuff. Meet people, open up myself. I've lived a caged life for a long time, a very cautious, overthinking life, and I really just want to spread my wings and fly and grow into the pop star that I was meant to be. So yeah,
Man.
the album Playboy, it's gonna be amazing. Probably my most collaborative and my most commercial album yet. Very straight to the point. Um, Festivals, summer festivals all over Europe this year. Something huge is coming for UK. UK has been showing so much love.
Mm.
Peru has gone platinum, gold everywhere in the UK. It's crazy. Uh, so yeah, I'm paying them back. I'm rewarding them this year. It's going to be amazing. Details coming soon, but I've got something huge for UK. Summer
Amazing.
festivals, catch me all over Europe. I'm going to be supporting everywhere, just going crazy everywhere, having fun. So yeah, that's what it is for me. More collaborations, more features, the album, summer festivals, performing to the fans all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah, my world tour loading, everything is gonna be crazy this year. But I'm most
Amazing. You're gonna be
excited for
very
Afrobeats
busy.
in general. Yeah.
Very, very busy. Okay, that's good. And so now, since you're at Google, let's talk about if there is one Google product that you cannot live without, and answer wisely too. What's the one Google product that you cannot live without?
Ah, that's hard to pick from, but off the top of my head, quickly, Google Chrome. Um,
Google
it's
Chrome.
I don't know, like it's just a very quick way for me to just like I just like it's always like just I'm always checking out weird stuff on the internet, like because uh I love to learn stuff. But wait, you mean app like product like hardware
Just
or like
product in it. It could be YouTube, you know, it could be it could be Google Chrome, it could be Google Home, it could be Gmail, it could be Maps, it could be Google Maps.
I use these things every day, so I don't know. I shouldn't have made you make me choose. Thinking about it now, this things I use every day. My maps, I'm always checking the maps in Lagos because I don't go out, so I don't really know many places. No, I can't choose. I can't choose. I'm gonna be greedy. All of them.
Okay, okay, good answer, good answer. I was gonna say YouTube, but it's okay.
You know, like I think I'm not gonna be partial this time around.
Yeah, okay, well, all one family, so I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
it. And then last question. So you were actually part of our first cohort for the YouTube Black Voices Fund, and you were the first Nigerian and one of three African artists. What did that mean to you being part of this YouTube Black Voices? And we talked about you doing the concert, the virtual concert that you did for your fans on your YouTube channel. That was part of, you know, your experience at Black Voices. But what did that mean to you at that
It meant
stage in your
everything to me.
career too? Because I feel like you've grown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, that was a lot of exposure. That was a lot of support. Um, I think one of the favorite things of an artist likes to do is portray himself visually to the fans. So visually, YouTube has really helped me. So yeah, those were fun times. Looking forward to more visual content. Obviously promoting the album, promoting myself, engaging the fans. I need to do that more often. Yeah. So it's amazing times.
All right, great. So we are towards the end. Any last few words for our Googlers that are listening or just your fans in general? And they're also your the Googlers are also your fans. But
Yeah,
yes.
much. Um, First of all, I want to say a big thank you to Google, YouTube for the support. I cannot stop thanking you guys. Your support has been amazing. It's been a beautiful relationship so far. Keep doing what you're doing for the culture. Um, Thank you so much, guys. And to the fans, you guys are the reason why I'm doing this. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for still writing for me, for still anticipating stuff that I drop. It means a lot to us, honestly. You guys won't understand. Just let's spread love. Let's keep pushing Afrobeats together. This is all of us, not just the artists, the fans, everybody involved. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you for taking your time to converge here for this amazing. Love to my team, YBNL Empire. Love to everybody.
All right, thank you. And sorry, something just came in real quickly. Someone says, my little sister is turning 29 this Saturday. She's a huge fan of yours. And she wants to know if you would ever collaborate with Teniola and if you could give her a birthday shout out. So I feel like those are like two questions, but can you give India a birthday shout out?
Yeah, definitely. India, this is Fireboy DML, sending love to you. Happy birthday. Love you so much. Enjoy, have fun.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. A song with Tenny. Tenny is my big sis. I mean, it's good, we're cool. And like I always say, it's about the right time, the right vibe. So, I mean, it could pop anytime, anything can happen, but there is a relationship. We're cool. We are very cordial. We have a cordial relationship, so we're good.
All right, cool. And well, there's a lot of love also. I'm not going to be able to read everything out. There's a lot of love.
I appreciate
Shanice,
every single one sending messages. Thank you guys
yes,
so much.
from Algeria, different places all over the world. So thank you so much, Fireboy DML. You always feel like you
Thank
always have
you.
to add the DML part.
You
Oh,
don't have to.
you don't have to. Oh, so we
You
can
don't
say
have to.
Fireboy. Okay,
Nah, that's good.
good. Well, but thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having you at Talks at Google. And yeah, thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see you again
Thank you
soon.
so much. Thank you everyone for having me. God bless you. Thank you guys so much.
All right.